Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm gonna break down my business in extensive detail from every traffic source to how it works on the back end and explain to you how I made $493,000 in revenue in 90 days. And I did that between September to November of 2025 as a 23-year-old. And as a quick disclaimer, out of the $490,000, 90,000 of it was from my course / coaching. So I want to get that out of the way, out in the open now. So I made 400K from the business model, about 90K from coaching. And this is a video to promote my coaching. So yeah, just putting that out there right now. If you want to learn from me, links down below. But let's jump into it, what I do, who I am, all that good stuff. So my name is Bill Harrelson. In case you are new here, I am one of the larger sports creators in the online space. I have over 500,000 followers across all my socials, 219K on an account called NFL Poll Nation, another 97,000 on an account called Bill H Picks, another 161K on an account called Elite Picks. I have about 8,000 on Twitter at the moment. I have about 35,000 on YouTube, and then 25,000 Discord members, another 40,000 on TikTok, and 60,000 on Facebook. So I'm pretty big across all the socials, but it was not always like that. And I want to talk to you guys about how I've been able to change my life, posting about something I'm super passionate about, which is sports content. I talk about the NFL, I talk about the NBA. I love what I do, and I get paid crazy amounts for it. I started it when I was 18 years old. I went through a lot of ups and downs. I had a year where I lost $9,000 to $14,000, somewhere in that range. I don't remember the exact amount. I think it was $14,000 in year 3 of business, and have been through many swings in my life so far as a 24-year-old. But if you want more on my backstory, I have other videos on my channel. In this one, I'm going to break down all the nitty gritty. I've been able to travel the world. I went to Hawaii and went on a helicopter ride. I funded a school overseas in Pakistan, bought this car. It's my dream car. It was a C8 and I put it matte black. I helped my best friend start the exact same business from absolute scratch with zero experience and go to 70K a month. Helped another guy go to 20K a month. Helped another guy go to 20K weeks who was already doing it and having some success with it. And another guy named Brent go to $1,500 days. And yeah, that's the quick little intro. So let's break down all my traffic sources, how I make money, and then all of the nitty gritty stuff. So this might be a little bit of an intense and long breakdown, but hopefully it helps some of you and gives you some value. So I'm gonna explain this in a very simple way at first, and then I'm gonna start getting into the absolute nitty gritty stuff, you know, what I said before. Anyway, so the core basis and the core foundation of my business is I post content for free online, just talking about sports, talking about who I think is going to win the game, talking about what player I like to have a good game, what player I think is going to have a bad game. I post a ton of content across all these social medias for free, talking about players that I think are going to have a good game or not. The next step of the funnel is in that content that I'm posting to all my social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, I promote something. So I'll say, here are my best predictions for the NFL games this weekend, the NBA games tonight. And then I'll talk about my favorite bets, whatever it is. And then the next part of it is I say, hey, and if you want my favorite bet, make sure to go ahead and join my community. Then there's another step down. So millions of people watch my content. I funnel them into my paid community. Or in that content, I'll say, hey, if you want to join my free private group, go ahead and join my free private group. And I'll tell them, hey, go ahead to this link and click the free Discord access. As you can see here, this is one of my stores on a website called Winnable. Winnable is just a website essentially where you can sell your sports betting advice. And I'll tell everyone to go ahead and join my free Discord. So I make free content, funnel people to my free community. And then once they're in that free community, the next step down is I start marketing to them. So I'll say, hey, here's my best play of the day for free, as I mentioned before. Make sure that you are tailing me, meaning taking the bet, the pick, on the same app as me so you get the best odds, the best prices. I'm taking it on Underdog Fantasy. I'm taking it on Prize Picks. I'm taking it on DraftKings Pick 6, whatever it is. And I will get paid by certain apps to promote them. So for example, if you go ahead, you watch one of my videos on YouTube, you join my free community, and then I tell you, go bet on this team. This is who I like. Make sure that you're taking the bet on Onyx Odds. That's the name of an app, as you can see, Onyx. Use my code and you'll get a sign-up bonus. And then the app will give you a bonus for signing up, and then the app will also pay me, like kind of like a refer a friend fee. So like I refer you to an app and then I make money. So that's one way I make money. It's obviously getting people to sign up for apps, like I just mentioned, and where they can place money on predictions or place money on fantasy football drafts. For example, throughout the entire summer, I post a ton of fantasy football content. In case you don't know what fantasy football is, if you're overseas or maybe you're from Canada or living under a rock, basically you just put a team together, imaginary team of NFL players, and if they do good, you beat your friends. And it's a big, very popular game in the United States. But you can see on screen right here as I'm scrolling, these are all 60-second videos that I could click on, and you can see the view counts. Like, look at some of them, like 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 90,000. And I am on Instagram in the summer of 2025. I was the #1 account on Instagram in terms of views for fantasy football videos, and on Facebook. You can see 500,000 people, 200,000 people. And all I do is I make content about fantasy football, and I'll go say, sign up to this app using my promo code. And I actually don't even talk into a mic. A lot of you might think like, oh, you must have some crazy setup. Like, no, I use ChatGPT. Like, I literally type into ChatGPT, here's who I like in fantasy football. Here's a bunch of information. Help me make videos. And then, as you can see, here's like a script for one of my videos. Top 5 NFL running backs. These are the top 5 running backs in the NFL going into next season, and it's not debatable. So that's the start of the video, and then I'll just talk about my top 5 running backs. And then I'll have this little like CTA here. That means call to action, where I say, and make sure to drop me a follow if you want more fantasy football content, and make sure to go ahead and do your best ball drafts on app promotion. And then I'll go and I'll do it the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And I actually don't even like talk into a mic. I use something called 11 Labs. In case you guys don't know what 11 Labs is, it's basically this like software where you can literally just type in whatever you want and it'll come out in an AI voice. So we use this. Being part of a team means sharing both the fun and... I don't know if you could hear that, but basically we clone my voice with the software. So if I go ahead and I type in, my name is Bill, into the software and I hit speak, it'll come out and it'll spit out in my voice, my name is Bill. So all we do is we take these fantasy football scripts that we use with ChatGPT and a bit of research, and we just feed them to this software, and then it comes out in my voice so that I don't have to sit there and record 30 videos of me talking. And then I'll have my editor just edit them up, make it look pretty, and I'll show you like a quick little preview so you guys can kind of see, like 5 seconds. Like, these are the top 10 fantasy quarterbacks, and then I'll just talk like in the background with AI. And we'll post those, and as you can see, 159,000 people saw that. And I post a lot of fantasy content, transition that into betting during the NFL season. And then I have a second page where I post about NBA, and I'll do the same thing. I'll just post NBA betting predictions. So you can see on screen right here, 300,000 views on this video about the NBA. I didn't script it. I had AI scripted. I used ChatGPT and a little bit of research. And then I used 11 Labs to clone my voice, and I have a full-time editor who posts these for me. So I didn't even have any involvement in the step of beginning to end. It just got posted on my account because my editor knows how to use ChatGPT. We use tools like Outlier.bet. If you're a sports bettor, you'll know what this is. If you're not a sports bettor, you're probably watching this like, what is he doing? Outlier.bet, think of it like a research tool, and it helps you find the best sports bets that you can take. So like, for example, this weekend there's some NFL games on, and let's say I'm looking for the best play of the day. You can see on screen right here, I literally just clicked something that came up, and I have Pat Freiermuth. This is a tight end on the Steelers in the first quarter to not get a reception. And this software will give me all of these stats on why I should take the bet. He's hit this in 10 of his last 10 games. He's hit this in 13 of 17 games this season for a 76% hit rate. And then I'll literally just be able to use those stats and talk about them on Instagram. And you might think, oh, that's so much work. It's so complicated. It's like the easiest thing on earth. Like, you literally just watched me pull, like, look, watch this. I'm literally going to close my eyes. I'm going to go to this one right here. James Cook, first half receiving yards, under 5.5. And you can see if I scroll down here, he's hit this in 9 of his last 10. He's hit this in 5 straight games. He's going up against the Jaguars defense, which currently is 20th ranked against running backs in the pass game. And because I know there's 32 teams in the NFL, I know that's below average. So he's going up against a below average receiving yards defense. He's hit this in 5 straight games, and he's hit this on the season. These are little tabs up here at an 88% hit rate. Literally just all this information that I can spit out online for free. So for example, I have a Twitter account, and I just post write-ups using exactly what you just saw for free. And I have thousands of people on Twitter, and I'm not that big on Twitter compared to the other socials. But literally, you can see, this is a tweet from earlier today. NBA play of the day, Julian Champagnie over 17.5 points and rebounds. All I did was go to Outlier, go to the NBA, and then just find a bet, and exact same thing. Paul Reed, less than 13.5 points and assists. And then I do a quick little write-up using ChatGPT. And my team, I make a little graphic, and then I post it. And this is 5.8 thousand views. And then obviously you can see I post a lot of these. So this is 6,000 views. And this all redirects traffic into my group. 34,000 views on this one. 43 people clicking a link to go get a free trial inside my community. And that is essentially the core essence of how I make content. And then I'll also post a video every night on YouTube. So you saw my Instagram. My editor does that with ChatGPT and 11 Labs, and just literally this software called Outlier that does all the research for you. And then you saw my fantasy football content. You saw some of my sports picks videos. Then I'll do the exact same thing on YouTube. Like, I'll put a little bit more time and effort into this, but every single day I'll sit down in front of a camera, like just literally just like this, and I will talk about my favorite 3 to 4 bets for the day using Outlier. And you can see on my channel, I have 3,000 people that watched yesterday. I have, I'll zoom in if it lets me, 4,000, 5,000, 4,000, 4,000, 2,000. And that's every single day. You can see the dates on screen right here. And all I do is talk about my favorite bets for the day. It is that simple. And in the videos, you'll see me promoting certain things. Like, if you guys want my best play, make sure to go ahead and join my Discord community. And I'll get into the actual conversion side of things. Right now, I just want to talk about the actual content I make if you're watching. So, or if you're following. So I'll make content for free, talking about the bets and doing exactly what I just did to you here. So for example, I'll go to a play. I'll be like, I like Denny Adviha more than 8.5 assists. You literally just saw me randomly scroll and pick this. He said this in 8 of his last 10, averaging 9.5 assists per game. We can see he's going up against a very tough defense in the Houston Rockets. Against small forwards, though, they actually rank a little bit better for us, giving us 3.5 assists per game. The way I just found that he's a small forward is it says SF up here. And yeah, basically, I talk about 3 or 4 bets like that for 10 to 15 minutes a night. And I promote my community. And I say, hey, if you want my best plays, get into here. Also, on my community, I have prices. So like, I'll say, hey, you can join my community for free, or you can pay $39 a week or $100 a month to join the group, or $1,100, $1,200 to get permanent access. And my community is then hosted on Discord. Discord, think of it like a really big group chat. You don't need to set up this whole Discord. I give everyone that joins SMU, that's Sports Media University, that's my course, my coaching, I give them an exact template to this, so you can go ahead and copy and paste it. Or I just tell you, hey, go ahead and text all your clients your picks using a software that I'm partnered with. So it's super simple, super easy, not complex at all. For me, on my side of things, it is a little complex because when you get to the scale I'm at, it can be more, and I start optimizing for conversions in small little places. Long story short, I have a big community on Discord. I have about 25,000 people in here, and we send our favorite sports bets of the day, and then people can go ahead and follow us. All of our results, we track them in a spreadsheet and via an app called Pickit. We do full refunds if anyone isn't happy. This is not a promotion for the app. It's just to tell you I have a really good product, and I'm very proud of what I've built here. I have a full-time analyst inside here that actually sends the plays for me. So you can see his name is Banjo. My name is obviously Bill, as you can see up here, and you're watching my channel. And this guy Banjo is a profitable sports bettor, and he'll just send his favorite bets in here every single day. And then we'll have a community chat where people will just talk, and obviously sweat out games, have a good time. It's awesome. Like, we just talk about sports, we bet on them together, we win together, we lose together, and people love that sense of community. And then that is for $40 a week, as I just showed you on the other page here, so you can get access to all that, or $100 a month. Or we have that lifetime, which is $1,200, as I just showed you down here. And when you get that, we send you like a free hoodie. You get this little like purple thing in our Discord, so you can see some people stand out. They have this little like purple crown, and yeah, it's awesome. So we have a community over here, and we upsell them by giving them like a personal lifetime chat. And in the group, we also allow our members to turn on notifications. So a lot of people use different sports betting apps or different DFS apps, and we'll say, hey, go ahead and turn on notifications using these little buttons here. And that is essentially how our Discord community works. Then we'll blast promotions to people in here saying, hey, if you want to upgrade from your current weekly pass to a lifetime, we're running a discount today. And we'll do stuff like that every single week or every few weeks, stuff along those lines. Then, of course, we have partnerships with bet tracking apps. So I told you, like before in this video, all of our results are tracked and third-party verified to make sure we're actually winning. I'm partnered with an app called Pick'It, and that is a sports betting tool that allows everyone who places bets to see how much they're up on the day, the week, the month, the year. So think about it like this. I post free content on all my social media. Then I get people to join my free community. Once they're in my free community, I give them free betting advice, and I tell them to sign up for sports betting apps or daily fantasy apps using my Refer a Friend code. If they sign up with my code, I get paid from that. Then, if they like the free sports bets, like imagine you join my free community and I told you, go ahead and take this team, and that team wins, pretty good chance you're gonna wanna pay me for our community, our best community, to get access to the group chat, where I just showed you we have all of our clients talking every single day. We do giveaways in here, and then that's the thing that costs $40 a week. And then, obviously, from there, we can get them to track their bets using a software that we're partnered with. So if somebody's placing 5 bets every single day, we can go ahead and tell them, hey, go ahead and track your bets on this app called Pick'It. It syncs up to all your sports betting accounts, and it'll tell you in a one-stop shop how much you're up on the day, the week, the month, the year. And we'll get paid from getting people to pay to join our community, to join apps that we refer people to, like to place picks, put money on picks, and then to track their picks just to see wins and losses so they know where they're at for the year. And then we can take it a step further. Obviously, selling people into the group, but we also get paid, obviously, from platforms. Like, for example, YouTube. It's not like anything too crazy in terms of like the money that my business generates, but like in the last 28 days, I made an extra $1,400 from just YouTube. And the thing about this is, like, think about it like this. I have 4,000 people, give or take, watching my YouTube every single night, looking for my best 3 free sports betting picks. If I win a lot of my sports picks, I just had 4,000 people watch my video. And very likely, I had about 4,000 people that bet with me, that win with me, that lose with me. So if I win a lot of my picks and I do a lot of really good research, chances are a lot of those people are going to want to join my community, are going to want to buy from me. It's simple math, because people think you need so many views to make a ton of money. But the reality of the situation is you don't need a ton of views to make a lot of money. You need the right viewers. And that's where people get tripped up a lot. And consistency is everything. I also have another faceless Instagram page called Elite Picks. I've never showed my face on this one, and I scaled it to up to about 35K a month was my best month with this specific page, and I profited about 27 grand on that. This is a completely separate community. I own this website called Elite Picks. If you want to go ahead and check it out, you also can. But that is another one of my companies under the umbrella. And I have virtual assistants from the Philippines that run the back end of my company. So they do all of my customer support, they do all of my emails, they manage my team. So for example, I told you earlier that I have an analyst that sends all the betting advice for me. I actually don't pay him like a salary. I pay him a percentage of my company's profit every single month. That way he's super incentivized to obviously work really hard to engage with our customers, because he knows the better product he puts out, the more he engages with our guys, the more he makes sure they're happy, the more he's actually going to make in the long run. And that's exactly what I do with my video editor as well. I give him a percentage of the money I make. So if we have a video goes super viral and he did all the scripting in my voice, obviously, and then like cloned it with AI. But if he's putting all this work in, he's editing, he's posting, he's taking the time out of his day, I make sure he's super incentivized to do really good work. Because in my experience, people that are just on salary or you pay them a flat fee, it doesn't work as good. But this is all like super extra stuff. You don't need to pay anyone to start up. Like this YouTube channel has made me multiple six figures this year. And that's just me and a camera. Like literally just like this. I don't do editing. I don't do anything. I just post it. It's that simple. And then on Instagram, there is a lot more editing involved. Twitter, there's nothing really you have to do other than just post and do a little bit of research. So this is a super high profit margin business. So before paying my team their profit shares, I'm doing like a 95% margin on most of my revenue. I told you before, if we take out my coaching sales, I made about $400K in those 90 days in revenue. Out of that, I would tell you about like give or take 320K of that was personal profit, which is kind of ridiculous. And then if we did not include my team's payments, it's about like $380,000 of profit on 400K in revenue from my actual picks business, because it's all organic. I don't run ads. I just make content. And then I also have these DM automations. For example, we use ManyChat, which is something that's super effective. So like every time somebody follows my page, NFL Poll Nation, you can literally go do this right now. It'll automatically DM them and say, yo, I appreciate the follow. Here's where I send all my favorite picks. And you can see we got 2,728 people to follow me. I literally just turned this on like in the last month or two. And then I got 2,400 people to click on that link. 2,400 people to click on that link. And then in that community, I sell them on whatever it is I want to sell them on. My community, track their bets with this app, pay me to join this community or get my free picks. Join this app to place your picks, put $10 to win 30 if this happens, all that good stuff. So that's a bit of a comprehensive look at my business. And then I have, as I mentioned earlier, getting back to it now, I have a virtual assistant that kind of manages my community. So I host everything in Discord. A lot of bigger businesses host their companies on an app called Slack. I don't think it's necessary. I'd rather just do something that's free. I told you, I don't really have that many expenses. It's all organic. And I just manage my team in here. So we have chats. You can see one of my team members messaged me right here. There's a little white dot next to it. I have a virtual assistant that is on top of customer support, making sure the right promotions are going out, making sure the right discounts are going out, and all that good stuff. And that has allowed me to live a lot of my dreams at a young age, which has been pretty cool. Another thing I want to put out there as a disclaimer is, yes, I'm in the sports pick space. It is super scammy, but I've gone well out of my way to make sure I've hired people that are actually really good at what they do. Obviously, you can see our results on screen here. I told you before, I do full refunds on my weekly and monthly pass. So I tell people all the time in my videos, like, you can pay to join. I'll give you a full refund if I don't win. But I put a lot of time and effort and energy into delivering a great product on top of making great content. And I've coached many others to do the same. So if you have a passion for sports and you want to start making videos or just faceless or showing your face, it doesn't really matter too much. There's never going to be saturation in this business, in my opinion, just for the simple fact that sports is watched by millions and millions and millions and millions of people. And if you don't think you can sell to 100 of them, you are out of your mind. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I apologize if it's a little bit long. Obviously, I could have made it longer and gone to like super nitty gritty with like color schemes, aesthetics, and more team structure stuff with SOPs. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and there will be a link down below if you want to go ahead and check out my coaching. Thanks.